Well, in a little more than 2 weeks, on March 5th, District 4 voters will go to the polls to decide who they want to represent them on the San Diego City Council.
There are 3 candidates running in the race. They include Chida Warren Darby, the Boards and Commissions Director for Mayor Todd Gloria, Tylisa Seussberry, who serves under California State former President Pro Tem Senator Tony Atkins, and Henry Foster III, who serves as Chief of Staff for County Supervisor Monica Montgomery Stepp. And he joins us live in studio right now with more on his campaign and his goals for District 4. Henry, thank you for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having me.
First of all, let's talk about who you are. For the viewers out there who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself and your priorities for District 4.
Well, again, my name's Henry Foster III, longtime City D4 resident, 3rd generation San Diegan. My family moved here by way of Georgia, Macon, Georgia in the 50s. My grandparents were one of the first African-American families to move into Valencia Park. Have a very long history, legacy in the district, and I'm just looking to continue that legacy and do the hard work that's needed for the district. Very simple goals in my mind, and that's to ensure that we're strengthening our communities, that we're improving the quality of life, and making sure that we have a nice, safe community for our families to grow and prosper.
Well, what do you see are the top needs of the district right now? What is the City Council not doing, and why would you be the one to change that?
Well, I think right now, based on the floods that we just encountered, I have a community that's been devastated, and I think that's a top priority and something that we need to address. I think the city could have done and still needs to do a better job at that response. I think the city has fallen down, and I am that person to bring that oversight and that voice of the individuals that have been impacted to City Council, and plan to do that. Also, in regards to long-term goals, I think one area that is really of importance is economic development. If you come and visit the district, I think you will see that there's a lot of work that's needed in regards to economic development.
So we're talking about small businesses and things like that there. Talk about that. What would you do?
Absolutely. I'm proud to say that we've recently made some changes in the district in regards to our Diamond BID. We're actually partnering with the San Diego Black Chamber of Commerce to come in and actually spearhead that organization and to help us turn things around. We're looking to bring more businesses into the district, more long-term employment to the district. I'm partnering with all of our union working families to make sure that opportunities are available, that we are spreading the word, working with Morris High School, working with Lincoln High School, to make sure every young person has the same opportunity that I had when I grew up.
What about affordable housing? Of course, that's a concern all over San Diego, but for this district, what do you see as something that you could help improve on for the area?
I think one thing that is that I bring that in my skill set is I have about 25 years of experience in the construction industry prior to working for the city of San Diego. So I know the industry, I know the business. I think the state has done a lot of good work in looking at land use codes and requirements and try to ease certain areas, but I think we need to do more. I think we need to actually look at how we can impact the market directly and actually bring those construction costs down. And that comes by land banking. I think the city and agencies can do more there. And also I think we should actually leverage our buying power. As we are terming housing as a regional issue, I think we could do more there as well.
As a longtime resident, you've seen the community change, the district change. Let's talk about law enforcement and the relationship with law enforcement. District 4 is a mostly minority district, really, and people of color. What would you do to improve the relationship between law enforcement and the residents?
And that's a very good question, and I think it's something that we have struggled with for decades. And I don't think we have actually had folks come to the table that were sincere in resolving the issues. And I plan to do that. I am working with a retired captain that has a long history in the community, has a long history in regards to San Diego PD. I believe he spent 32 years on the force. And so I plan to use him to lead an advisory group and to go into the city and have some very difficult and needed discussions to address those issues. This is something that has impacted me personally. I have a 19-year-old son that's a college student, and he just recently received his license a couple years ago, and he has already had 2 stops by San Diego PD in which they were pretext stops, racial profiling type incidents. And so this is something that we need to address and have some serious conversations.
All right, Henry Foster III making a run for the San Diego City Council. We appreciate you coming in. Thank you very much.
And thank you for this opportunity, and hopefully look forward to being successful and continue the hard work for District 4.
All right, we wish you luck. Thank you, Henry.
Thank you so much.
All right.